There we go. All right. Do a little screen share. Okay. This is me. I'm Nicole Donnelly, and I started my first company that was my first EO qualifying company quite a while ago, and it was baby legs. We sold leg warmers for babies, and we were in 85 countries within 3 years. And that's how I got my start in business, because before that I was a professional snowboarder. I lived in my car. I lived in a trailer at a campground. So I had a different life before all this happened. So it might seem a far distance from snowboarder living in your car to here talking about AI. And that's where I can say, like, you don't have to be any MIT or Harvard educated, Stanford educated kind of person to get this. My first company, we sold baby legs, like I said, like leg warmers for babies in 85 countries within 3 years. And I love products and I love marketing. And when I sold baby legs, I started Salty Waffle, and I started a marketing company so that I could help companies connect with their customers at every possible touch point. And at that time, it was social media, and have the emotional connections on social media because it made such a big difference for baby legs in growing. And we started with training people on how to use social media in their businesses. We moved into services and got into customer experience design, because that customer touch point is our specialty. We are not, we're not a digital heavy agency. We partner with performance marketing agencies, but we're really about the customer experience. And over the last 13 years, I've also, purchased, ran, sold other companies and consumer products. And so I view services from a product perspective, where I want to make it something that's easy to consume for everybody, and that it's a repeatable process, and we can train people on how to do it. So everything that we do is very accessible and scalable. I know I had a lot of agencies comment, and people who are on here who are from agencies. There's another poll. Andrea, will you let that one out, and you can stop this poll, because I want to know how many people from agencies showed up. I know I invited a lot of you, because everyone on here, we had at least a brief one-on-one conversation. And I'm happy to help other agencies and show you what we're doing. Okay, we've got, oh, I love this. I love the polls. It's so fun to see the results coming in. We've got 3 agencies on right now so far. It looks like everybody else has other businesses. So I'm guessing you'll be using this in your marketing departments. I want to share a little bit about AI and the timeline of how we've used it in the business. I mean, 2009 Grammarly came about, so I feel like it doesn't really count. And everybody's been using AI to some degree for quite some time, even little things like spell check as they've evolved. And, Grammarly might not seem like an AI, but that is one of the early ones that most people are using. In 2015, we started using automated content posting of third-party content that was served up to us by an AI, and we could set parameters around it for our clients and have quality, like genuine quality content served up on a regular basis on their behalf. And then there was also Monkey Learn. I don't know if anybody ever used Monkey Learn, but it's an early AI where you could take sets of data and zap them, use Zapier, put them to Monkey Learn, and ask it to do a couple of commands. So one of the things that Monkey Learn, we used it for in the early days, is sorting Haro inquiries. And Haro is help a reporter out. And you get, it could be hundreds of press queries every day. And then zap those over to Monkey Learn, put parameters on kind of keywords that we're looking for, and then we'd have a shortened list of the kind of press queries that we'd respond to. And that was back in 2015. Now there's a tool called Press Jockey, which I should have up here because I thought I had them all lined up. I set up a bunch of tabs so that I can actually show you the different tools that we use. Press Jockey now does this for us. Where we can set the keywords and it'll search for the queries based on those keywords. This is the keyword of business, so it's not very exciting. I could also sort by AI and find a bunch of press queries. They come in from Twitter and Haro, and there are also services in Australia and the UK that are different. It will also pull those in and sort them. And then you can create pitches, and there's an AI integration for creating standard pitches. So now our team is using Press Jockey first thing every day to respond to appropriate matches of press inquiries, which is kind of a fun, it makes the job a lot easier and more fun. Oops, wrong Canva tab. There we go. In 2019, it's Otter AI, which I'm sure others in here are using Otter. And Otter AI, the reason I got it in the first place is I was doing a podcast and I could create my transcripts, show notes really easily. It's still kind of funny with accents. And now they're in beta with a summary that you could do in Otter AI of the notes, assigning tasks to different people if you're using it in a business case. There's a little AI that'll do that in Slack as well, because you might have a big Slack conversation going on and you want to summarize it with action items. There's an AI for that now. But Otter AI was an early one in transcription. There are others. Firefly, we used that for a bit about the same time. And in 2020, chatbots started coming around. And with the chatbots, you really needed to program those yourself, and you still need to. I would say that if anybody's tried any of the ChatGPT integrations for customer service sort of chatbot, they're not really accurate yet. And you might get some funny responses. So we recommend doing an if this then that kind of scenario with chatbots, and some of them are smart and start to learn what questions people ask and the best standard answers. That's a really simple one. And then we have some more sophisticated tools coming online in 2021. And I've talked to a few people about emotionality. With emotionality, we send out emotional support text messages. You can go to emotionality.com, you take a quiz, and you find out what emotional need you have at the moment out of your, the 6 basic human emotional needs. And then you'll start receiving text messages based on your emotional need. And we have an AI in the background that's learning how people respond to the messages, how fast they respond, and what sort of messages people engage with the most. So then we can start serving up that kind of content to them. So if you have any sort of a learning platform or classes, you can actually serve these micro learnings up to them in a smart way. There are diabetes prevention programs and mindfulness programs that also run on this AI that was created by an EOer up in Ottawa. And then we got into Jasper around that time, and we live on Jasper for all of our content creation. And it's formerly Jarvis, if anybody tried it out at Jarvis. Now it's Jasper. And with Jasper, I'm going to show you what we use it for. Now, over the years, they've been 2 years, as if it's been forever. In AI world, it is. They have been adding different templates, and we use the Ada template. And I'm sure all of you have heard about prompt engineering, which, that's a thing now. In ChatGPT, you have to have the right prompts or the right inputs to get good outputs. And what Jasper does is it really assists you and, kind of junior people that work for you in having the right inputs so that you get a good output. And I can put in here, like, we're doing an AI for marketing course to teach people how to use AI for marketing with different tools and prompt engineering. Well, different tools. And the tone of voice, we'll say it's a sassy, fun, let's see, sassy and fun tone of voice. And this will generate 3 outputs. I can have it do more if I want to. And we'll look at the outputs and select the ones that we like. We'll put these in a doc, and this ADA format can be used for emails. It can be used for web copy. It can be used for social copy as well. But this is a really fun one. Are you ready to level up your marketing skills? Marketers of all levels now have access to state-of-the-art AI technologies, but many don't know how to use them. And anyways, we go through, we read it out loud in our meetings together because we want to make sure that it actually sounds good, because a quick glance, you might think it does, and then there's a weird word or context use of word. This one's pretty good. Our course shows a wide range of ways on how these sophisticated tools can be used in combination with traditional practices, helping make your team more efficient and bring cost-effective results. Plus, it's super fun. You'll learn everything from the basics of machine learning fundamentals, natural language processing, and computer vision. What? We don't do that. So this is where it says, and computer vision to practical applications like segmentation. I don't know what computer vision is. I mean, it just doesn't fit the context of what we're doing here. Forecasting, personalized customer experience. Anyways, you get the idea, the action, the call to action here. Enroll in our AI for marketing course to take advantage of modern technology for maximum business growth. Like, that's decent. This is level up your marketing game with artificial intelligence. And anyways, it gives me 3 options here. If I don't like them, I can generate more. I can change the tone of voice. I can put it in a different language. And this is what I really like about Jasper, is it gives you that framework, and it gives your employees the framework so that they're starting from a better place. If you use, there's other tools like Copy AI, they don't have quite as good of a framework. They have very little help on the input side of things. A really cool one too is a video sales letter. And you could go into ChatGPT and say, make a video sales letter about these things, but this asks you for specific information, name, company name, ideal audience, key benefits and features. So this will walk somebody through all of the things they need for a proper query that you would be putting, or prompt that you would be putting into something like ChatGPT. And this kind of dummy proofs it. And this is why we really like using Jasper for an everyday tool. They've also integrated chat, which is built on ChatGPT. They've integrated art, which is built on Dolly. We don't use it because it's not good enough yet. They also have recipes that we've done. We've used the hero's journey outline actually for a landing page. But these ones give you the prompts that you need to ask the right questions to get the right outputs. So if we look in the hero's journey, it describes, well, there's a long description, and then there are a lot of questions in here. So if you were to take a list of these questions and answers, like answers to the questions, put them in ChatGPT, you would get a good output also. But this requires more sophistication and training when you're dealing on the employee side of things. This isn't just intuitive. But using a tool like Jasper really makes it intuitive. And I want to ask, like, take a moment here to see if anybody has questions or comments or any little like sneak peeks into Jasper that you want to see. And you're welcome to unmute. You have anything? Let's see. Oh yeah, Jasper will also learn your tone of voice, as Andrea pointed out. So if I'm up here in the upper right-hand corner, hey, Andrea, will you drop the poll, please? I'm going to stop that. I'm in the project that's Salty Waffle. And as an agency owner, I can change clients in here and choose the one that I'm working on, and it'll start to learn the voice of that client. And if you're using Chat GPT in general, it's not going to learn anybody's voice. And you have to make sure you specify every time the tone of voice that you want. But in Salty, it generally knows our voice. And so now it'll generally produce good results that the kind of things that we would actually be able to put up pretty easy. There's blog post outline here. We can get a list of blog post ideas. This has all your social media posts, ads. And then, so again, this is something that if you have a team, it's super scalable. I can go into something like the ADA framework. I can look at the history, and I've already got some of the information in here. And so it'll store it for other people to look at. And it's not just a one-off. I can go into chat and in here, use it like you would use Chat GPT. So here was create a list of all entrepreneur organization members in North America, which of course it's not going to, but it created a list of entrepreneurs organizations that you could be a member of. So National Entrepreneur Association, American Entrepreneur Association, Latino Entrepreneurial Network, the context that it understands in is still evolving. And you can't count on this. If you say like, give me SEO blog posts for Salty Waffle, it's not necessarily going to know what my best keywords are. And I still need to inform it. I'm going to look in the chat. Do we have, Press Jockey. Do you use it for social content ideas? Yeah, we will use it for social content ideas. Usually though, this goes into kind of how we do training in our program. The social content ideas those come along with the content packages. So like I said, I think about services as products, and I'll show you what we put into the product that is a content package. Let's see. Okay, so that's a little bit about Jasper, and I'll go into the specific uses, like all the areas that we put copy in just a minute. Another area that you probably see that uses AI is Gmail. They do the prompts to finish your emails. So when I'm writing something, it'll suggest another 2 words to add on to that. And that's their little version. And with Jasper, I actually have the plugin. You can see it down in the bottom right of my screen. I can use Jasper. It's a Chrome plugin. I can use it anywhere when I'm in Chrome. And so I actually have, so I've got essentially like this AI copy tool with me at all times. 2022 Robotic Marketer came about, and Robotic Marketer is started by Melissa Smith, who's an EOer down in Melbourne. And she has an amazing tool that spits out a 50+ page marketing strategy. Now, the inputs on this can take a few hours to do. There's, close to 20 pages at least of inputs that you have to do. And you get this big strategy as an output. And then we take this strategy and we put it in a format. So we have our own template that we use, and we present it to our clients, and it's an AI assisted that we heavily review, and we create a list of items from high, medium, low urgency to show you the apps. I wanted to show you some tabs on here. In the apps, I can go to the text to image app, and I can create my own AI assisted graphics right inside of Canva. And I'd say it's about as good as DALL-E, which it's okay. It's not super, but it's right here inside of Canva. I've used Midjourney. I've started using Midjourney as well for graphics, and that one is probably about the best for doing a variety. I saw somebody on there the other night who wanted product mock-ups for a pregnancy test. So on Midjourney, you see everybody's art and they see yours. And then there are these amazing mock-ups for pregnancy tests that were in the stream along with lions and robots and, you know, whatever else was on Midjourney. There are people creating, like thousands of creators on there. And then we get to this 2023 space where it is insane the amount of new apps that are coming out for AI. And on this website, there's an AI for that. You can see, so it says it's used by over 500,000 humans, and they have a Discord group that updates this. So there are 1,952 AIs for 508 tasks, and it's constantly updated. And what is going to be happening is, you know, all these tools come out, some will get traction, some will be really good, some we will know their names next year and people will be talking about them, then they'll get purchased and we'll have some company integrating them all. And so we'll get this consolidation that'll happen. And for now, like, I want to see my clients and other businesses using what will help you the most on a regular daily basis. And you can have time for shiny objects, you know, spend a Friday afternoon or something looking and playing with all these tools. But from a really practical basis, we use Jasper every day. And we could get distracted on these others. Like, we're trying some video ones because we do produce content. We're trying some video and audio and some of these others. And I love the WhatsApp group for that because people can post about what they're doing. But this is where we spend most of our time when it comes to AI. I guess this and robotic marketer. And then every day we're in Press Jockey for just a little bit, replying to the relevant queries that are here. They also, a lot of podcasters will go to Twitter for interviewees, and this will sort for those as well. There are certain hashtags that are used on Twitter for podcast or journalists that are looking for people to interview. And so Press Jockey picks up on those and pulls them all in. All right, do we have any questions this far? I'm going to check chat again. Does it work for all industries or only product based? Oh, for robotic marketer? A robotic marketer is actually more B2B. There are a lot more B2B people that use it. And I happen to be, like, we do B2B, we also do B2C, but it's for any industry. And it's an ever evolving tool, and you can give feedback if something is not working. Like, we had one word that was consistently misspelled the whole time. There was an extra R in this word. And so then they can fix that. And that's what I like about kind of where we are with AI right now, is the companies are relatively accessible and take feedback and fix things, like Press Jockey. Now we're becoming best friends because they give them feedback all the time on what's working or what's not working that day. Which leads me here. We have this, this is what I posted about in the group, is that we've got this weekly course, and it's a 10-week course where we teach people how to use all the things that I was just talking to you about, and its implementation. And so we have the founder from Press Jockey. We have a Canva AI expert who is, you know, Canva endorsed. They don't have very many Canva endorsed experts, by the way. But we have a Canva expert who comes in and she does the course on AI with Canva. We have the founder of Press Jockey to go through that, and they'll help you set up queries and just show you how to do the best queries to get responses. From Jasper, we have someone from Jasper that comes and does a course about it. And whatever kind of the most hot topic is, they'll come and work with our students. And Jasper releases new templates all the time, so they can update us on those. And then Melissa from Robotic Marketer, she's teaching people how to do good inputs so that you get a really good marketing strategy. And that's probably the most complicated one. It really takes practice to get good with the inputs on there. And we go through, these are the topics that we cover in the course. So we do PR with Press Jockey, marketing strategy with Robotic Marketer. We cover your key messaging and how to evolve it and have it live and be assisted with AI. And a lot of that also involves SEO. And then the branding with Canva, websites and landing pages. We've fully written landing pages with AI. You can actually write them with code and images too. We cover email marketing. We've done email marketing sequences for like cold emails, warm emails. We've done this with clients and with ourselves, like just for ourselves. We've done a bunch of different email series, and in the courses, we go through editing with people too, so they just get the hang of it. And as you know, it takes a while to implement something. And so that's why we have it over 10 weeks. We want people to be really good at using it every day. Because in the first month, I'd say you're going to double productivity. And within 3 months, you could probably quadruple productivity of people who are doing these kind of tasks on a daily basis. So blogs, now instead of doing 1 blog a month, we can do 4 blogs a month easily. And we've got Jasper, all things copy. Testimonials and case studies. Sometimes these can be really long, and it's hard to we work on how to do the proper inputs to get the proper outputs on the testimonials and case studies. And then of course, covering social media. And the question earlier was, do we use it for social? Well, we do. And we start everything with an SEO'd blog post or a human interest blog post. One of our customers, their customers actually go to their blog and read it on a regular basis. They're very lucky that way. But a lot of people just write blogs that are love letters to Google and, have all the right keywords and stuff. And so we cover blogs, and the content package would look like 1 blog on 1 SEO keyword. And then you're going to do usually 3 tweets from that. You're going to do 2 or 3 reels that go out on social media. They could go, depending on your business, they'd go to YouTube, they go to Pinterest, they go to LinkedIn less frequently, of course. They go to Instagram, TikTok, and then we embed those videos into the blogs themselves, and we create images that go along that are also SEO'd images, and create this content package. And you get really good at doing the content packages, and your team can produce these assisted by AI. And when you're using something like Jasper, you can have consistent tone of voice across all of your posting. So I kind of talked about the value of AI, and SEO is something that we all have to do. And AI is making it easier. And right now, if you don't start producing these content packages and doing the blogs, you're going to be left behind because other people will. There's some industries that are going to be slower in adopting AI for copy in general. Some industries are going to do this really quickly, and they're going to start producing even more copy. Google's stance on AI produced copy is that it's okay. It is watermarked. They can tell if it's AI, but if people are interacting with it, if this copy delivers value to readers, then they're okay with it being out there and living on people's websites. And it's on their website. They say this, and that was a relatively new announcement by Google, is it is okay. We want you to use AI, and we want you to produce quality content. And so if you have people on this, then, you can get way ahead of your competitors from an SEO perspective right now. And then I look at return on compensation. So as an agency, I might hire copywriters, I might sell copywriters time. Web developers, I hire marketing coordinators, marketing director, social media manager, graphic designer, CMO. I can make these people more efficient and double their productivity. And so if I have a copywriter that I'm paying $60,000 a year, I could bill them out twice as much now to my clients, and my copywriting rates don't change. Like if we're producing blog posts for people, the price doesn't change because the copywriter has to have the skills to do good inputs, to get good outputs and edit the articles properly. So now they're even more valuable, and they have just been upskilled with AI training. So I think copywriters are actually going to be able to make more money and be more productive because they're going to know how to do these inputs properly and get really good content out and be able to do more of it quicker. Same with web developers. My husband is an iOS developer, and he started doing more side projects because he can create code on things. You still have to have the idea of what you want to do, but he can create the code and create products faster now because he can use AI for it, and that's in OpenAI. And so for all of these roles, imagine if you double what your copywriter can be billed at or what your copywriter can produce, then you're going to be getting a lot more return on the compensation that you're paying from an agency perspective, or if you have any of these people in-house, you can get a lot more return. And as you can ask agencies that you work with if they will use AI to help you be more productive and keep the same rates. And I can tell you not that many people do it right now, but I think that's something as an agency, like that's something that people are going to expect of us. All right. Any other questions? Let's see. Oh yeah. Andrea posted Google's stance on AI content. Okay, I'm opening it up. You can take yourself off mute if you would like. And we can have a little Q&A time. Don't be shy. We still have a lot of people on. Kelly, do you have any questions? No. I see you.
Nicole, that was great. Excuse me, Shannon from Australia.
Hey, Shannon.
Just a quick question. Obviously, well, we run a service-based business, and I'm just wondering, of the tools that you shared today, what ones do you feel play the best role in a service-based business? If you were working, I guess, for service-based businesses, what tools would you kind of implement across what you shared today?
What services do you do?
Well, we do migration strategy for corporate. So we have a few different arms. So we do B2B, but we also do quite a lot of B2C for students wanting to come and study in Australia. So it's very one-on-one kind of personalized stuff. We do create a lot of content on social and blog articles, things like that, videos as well. I guess that's kind of the space we're playing in, and I'm just trying to explore where to look, I guess, when it comes to AI.
Yeah, I would say Jasper. Jasper has been our answer for a lot of things. I have a little, let's see, I have a list of what we use and how we use it. So you could kind of determine what would be best for your uses. There's a little QR code and you'll automatically get sent a list of all the things and how we use them. But for that, I imagine that you'd be able to save a lot of time on your blog writing. You'd be able to save, if you're doing case studies, I'm not sure if you're doing any case studies, but you could probably save time with that. There's another tool called viewpointai.com. Viewpoint AI may help you in the student selection immigration process. So I had a client who was in the same space that you're in, and when you're doing the, like, does somebody qualify for immigrating here? Are they a good candidate to come over? There's a number
Yep.
of items that they need to qualify on. Well, there's an AI that can help sum that up and process people en masse.
Awesome. And so that I think we when we spoke in chat, you messaged that one to me as well. So thank you for that, and said you could connect me. That would also work maybe in recruitment, would it? Which is
Yes.
something that we're kind of moving into.
Yes, it would work in recruitment. So right now, Viewpoint AI is used with recruiters. And it's kind of a cool tool because you can have human inputs. So you might have like 2 people on your team that review the applicants for certain, whatever it is. Like, you have all the qualifications in there, they review the applicants, they might score them on 1 to 10, and you take your senior person, it would weight their inputs heavier than the junior person. And
Mhm.
so then you can do weighted inputs. It's a much more complicated AI, but once you have it set up, it can make things like recruitment so much faster. It's also used,
Awesome.
they have, I think they have a hiring template already built in. They have these little, they have some templates. They have a due diligence template. So if you are buying businesses or considering it, they have a really good due diligence template that's built in, or you can put your own in, of course. And so you can get human input, and then it's AI assisted, and it starts to learn what the humans in your organizations would say about certain applicants or businesses,
Mm,
so that it starts to advise you on what would be the best fit for you.
amazing. Thank you. And great presentation today as well.
Thank you. Thanks. Any other questions? Kelly, you're unmuted.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that was
I've got
an
a question.
accident. Yes, yeah, go ahead.
It's Chris here from Australia.
Hey.
I love your marketing robot. That's amazing. Whoever invented that down in Melbourne, well done. I would love to know a tool that is like a diagnostic tool similar to marketing robot that helps you diagnose or work out which AI tools you should be using in your particular workflows.
Oh,
So that I can go in and plug in here. I have a customer, they do this. What should I advise them upon?
that would be a really good tool to have. I bet Viewpoint AI, I bet you could set that up, because I imagine if there's an AI for this, let's just say, I don't know that they do, but what if there's an AI for that, has an API where you can pull their list into something like Viewpoint, and in Viewpoint, you could specify the different workflows that people do and then see which ones would match up with that. I think you could do it in there. Actually, so Kurt, he's one of the founders of Viewpoint AI. I'm going to ask him about that. That's a really great question.
So my workflow is I've got a VA company and I really want to get in front of the curve here. Instead of all my VAs being wiped out by robots, I want to go to my clients and say, hey, here's what you could be doing with AI. And I've already trained my VAs to do it.
That's so good. We should chat about that, and I'll introduce you to Kurt. I think that's a super use case for Viewpoint.
Nicole, you're amazing. Love to chat.
What's your last name?
Whitrod, Whitrod.
Okay, awesome. I'll find you, I'll get your email address, and I'll do an intro and we can talk about that.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I got on another call and was a little late, but are there AIs that are integrating with CRMs to gather and analyze customer data?
There are, Joe Apfelbaum, like, he would know about that a bit more because he's more on the biz dev side of things. I know more about the marketing tools. There are ones that integrate with CRMs though. Absolutely. And if we go back to, there's an AI for that. I'm going to do a little search. Let's see. CRM. We'll just say CRM. Resume analysis, ad writing, task automation, cover letters. I don't know. And if there's not, somebody will write it. Somebody can do it for sure. But Joe is in the group and I would definitely ask him about that. Any other questions? See some stuff in the chat.
Hey, Nicole, this is Lauren from Arizona. We talked a little bit on WhatsApp and really great presentation, amazing information. So, we have all of our processes and roles indexed and kind of with videos and trained for all of the roles inside of our company. And it'd be really cool. And I'm wondering if maybe it's just taking each role and doing a search and there's an AI for that and trying to figure out if there's an AI for efficiency. Or is there an easier way, like a consultant where you could hire to come in and really analyze your processes and create like an AI workflow for you so you didn't have to kind of go and create and analyze on your own? Just someone to kind of come in, hey, we'll pay you this much, come in and analyze our processes, tell us what AI to use and set up how to be more efficient so that we can, save 90% on our, our payroll or increase our bandwidth or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know who does that right now. At a accessible level. Chris, I think you might be onto something with this Viewpoint too. Because we could create something like this in Viewpoint that would be relatively automated. Will you also send me a message and to follow up about this? Because I would love to get your inputs and maybe we could all work on this together to start with, so that we can create something in Viewpoint AI that would automate some of this.
Love to. That's actually what we're trying. That's the lead gen that we're doing, which is we'll go in and work out the workflows for you guys and the tools you should be using, and tagged onto that is how you get a VA to do it for $8 an hour, something like that.
So I could be your case study, your first client.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Just whack your contact because I can't. I'm on my phone. I can't see who's talking.
Okay. Well, I took a note there. I've got your guys' email addresses, so I can do an introduction. And then we'll talk to Kurt from Viewpoint AI, because I think we'll be able to create something in there that will be able to use it more than just one time.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's great. All right, we've got a couple more minutes. Anybody else have a question? Not yet. All right, well, we could actually end this a little bit early unless, you've got me for 10 minutes. If you want to talk about anything else on the daily use of AI in marketing. Okay, we got crickets. Chris, Lauren, I will be in touch with you after this. And thank you everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. If you scan this code, you can also go to the URL on here, the talk.ac/Nicole Donnelly. I would love it if you could this is the survey, like at the end of any event, where you can give me a rating and let me know what you might be interested in learning about. I am going to ask Melissa. I've already asked Melissa to come on and talk about robotic marketer. And so if you would like to, you can put a note in here. But if you want to be invited to the talk with Melissa, I think that would be a really good one for anybody who has a business. Or, Chris, you want to execute this for other people's businesses. Robotic marketer has definitely changed the way we engage with our clients, and it makes it really, really simple, from strategy to closing them on service agreements.
I've got a very late question.
Yes.
The big thing for us is trying to train our VAs, upskill them as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And like you said, the buzzword is prompt engineering. Have you found any tools, any guides, or have you created your own? Anything that's helpful?
Yeah, we do our own. So we have a
yeah.
10-week course that we've been doing. Yeah, we have a 10-week course for marketers that we get people signed up into, and we train their teams on how to do this. Because when I started my marketing agency, we did this for social media. But yeah, we train teams and we're really good at it. We can train your intern, or we can train VAs to do this. I've got some good people like Andrea who are on, and Andrea is a really good trainer. And I have Nicole with 2 L's who's also on here. She's also a good trainer. But that is something that we do, because we've been using AI for, like I said, 7 years in our business on a daily basis. So AI is having a moment, and we're here for it.
Bet it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any other questions? You want to train some AI VAs, which is, that's nice.
Yeah, I do. I want to train VAs. It's a 10-week course. Are you talking full-time or part-time?
The course?
Yeah, your course.
Oh, it's 1 session a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we focus. So here's the topics. We have, we've got someone from Press Jockey coming on, the founder, and he walks people how to do that. Melissa's working with people on the marketing strategy with Robotic Marketer. We go through key messaging and SEO, the graphics, visuals with Canva. We have a Canva expert who comes in. We work on landing pages, how to put them up, how to, because landing pages is a multi-input, like multi-prompt process. So we do that. Email marketing, blogs, and we have someone come in from Jasper to cover any other additional Jasper copy related questions, and putting together testimonials, case studies, social media. And the reason we do it for 10 weeks is, as you know, training takes time, and we want to be there to support people. So we also have a Facebook group, and people can ask questions in the Facebook group. So like, we've got Nicole and Andrea who are always there to answer questions, because we want people to be able to implement and start to use it. Like, this is not just a fad. This is essential to every business going forward. So that is the class.
I'm right behind you. It's just trying to convince my staff of the degree of threat, and that to take it seriously, and you could use this as a threat, or you can use it to enhance your output. Yeah,
well, I mean, they're going to be more valuable. You are upskilling them so that they're competitive, and that this is a new thing that's going to be required anywhere that they go. And so they'll be more employable, whether it's with you or somebody else, but they'll be more employable with this.
Yeah. We're hoping they take it on. We're putting out competitions and lots of things at the moment.
Yeah, and when you have a structure and they're going through with other people, it's kind of more fun, and it's not like a directive from you doing it. And so when we do, like, we'll train a group of interns together, and so they get the camaraderie that come with that. And it's not like a boss telling them what to do. It's the peers learning together, and someone who's just a little bit older than them, like, teaching them how to do it. Because I don't know if you saw at the beginning, but we also have a course, Emotionality, and it's based on the 6 basic human emotional needs. And when those needs are met, the customer is going to be much closer to you. So we actually talk about what the 6 emotional needs are, and we apply the 6 emotional needs in everything that we do. So in the course, the people's emotional needs are met in a very subconscious way. Like, that's the thing with Salty Waffle in our agency, is we're very customer experience oriented. That is the flavor of marketing that we do. That is the flavor of training that we do. So we try to make things as fun as possible, and also meet the needs from an intellectual standpoint, but we want people to really feel emotionally connected. I mean, I have interns I worked with and we trained, 15 years ago that are still in contact because of that. So I just like, that's what we're really good at. And if you need help with it, like we're here for you for that.
Where do we
Super,
sign up
that's helpful.
if I want to sign up one of my team members for your course, where do we do that at?
Andrea, do you have the link? And I did, let's see.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrea. So people will be going through with peers. And if you want to learn this stuff, you're welcome to do the course as well. I'm going to be doing a few more of these, like I said, with Melissa for EOers. But I know most likely you're going to be having someone on your team implement this for you. And it is nice to have a high level understanding of it, like why people should be doing it. And then we want to make sure that whatever comes out of it, your messaging, your landing pages, that it still has the emotional kind of aesthetic, but the emotional, like the feeling of your brand. And that it still has, like it has the heart and it has that, it doesn't just sound like it came from a robot. And that is like core to the training that we do as well.
Great.
Any more questions, comments?
What's the time of the course? Good morning. It's a new.
The first ones, we made it available for, people in Australia and New Zealand. I think it's 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Andrea, is that right? The next one. So we have different cohorts. So the next one starts Tuesday, 4 o'clock Pacific, which is, I want to say like 8 or 9, depending on where you are over there. A little bit later, even for New Zealand. I think it's 11.
Okay. Great. So can we just jump in, like if you're running courses continuously, can you just jump in on any course, or do you have to start from topic number 1 and then go downwards?
You can jump in.
Yeah,
You can jump in anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Because we want to make sure that you have the competency at all these things. So you can jump in anywhere.
So it's an hour, is it?
Yes.
Okay. And registration is like, so if we have 3 or 4 VAs, we could get them all together and say, okay, this is the timing of the course and jump into it.
Yeah.
I'll message you separately on it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, my pleasure. All right. Anyone else? We are at the top of the hour.
Just that last, sorry again. I just had that question. You mentioned case studies before. Is there a specific tool that helps with case studies?
I go back to Jasper.
Jasper, okay.
I do. Case studies, it depends on how long are your case studies, because some of them can be 30 pages and sometimes we're creating a 1-pager.
Yeah, ours are more 1-pager, just the sort of almost like social proof around how we've helped companies.
Andrea has a lot of experience with doing that with case studies with our clients. She's spent many hours working on them. So she's the one who would be able to speak to that the best, but we do most copy things in Jasper, and we would probably create some sort of a document template with that. Like your team would create that document template, and it could live inside of here. So then any future case studies will have the same framework, and we'd probably come up with the right prompts to get the right sections, the right input in the right sections for that.
I will
great, thanks.
Just add some input there. Like without having your exact template and all that set up yet, you could still go in there and use something like the content summarizer or telling a story. There's a few different formulas you could use right away without building your own. But of course, building your own as you go that's the direction you want to go, because it'll just be a lot faster. So it's a really powerful tool.
Yeah, I'm in there already now after your comments, so I appreciate it.
Good. Well, let's see, there were a few more. Oh yeah. And Andrea did post February 28th, 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific is when the next course the next cohort starts. Okay, any other questions? Now we're at 2 after. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody attending. And please, I would love to get your feedback on this. Let me know what you might want to hear about. I know Melissa is excited to talk to everybody. She's going to be over here in a closer time zone to me. So we're going to do this together. And I will invite you, unless you say take me off the list, I'm going to invite you to the session with Melissa, because she's been deep from the technical building side for years on AI. And she's been in marketing for 25 years. She's just an expert in this area. And I can't wait to have her on and have you all see how amazing Robotic Marketer is. There's even a dashboard for continued measurement of all your marketing needs, which as marketers, like for us, it's hard to show ROI sometimes on the work that we do. And her new dashboard, it feeds from the strategy into this. And I'm not getting paid anything by Melissa. I just think it's so cool. And one of the more revolutionary things we've had in marketing in a really long time. So check out Robotic Marketer too, and we'll have Melissa on hopefully next time. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Just before you go, you've sent a link, but it's for feedback, but it's asked me to put in the code.
Oh, the code. Yep, the code is AI list.
One word.
Yep, one word.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks heaps, Nicole. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Let's see. Just removing.